And we are back with the fifth segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this fifth segment, we are going to talk about some of the most recent free agent moves and some of the most recent free agent news. And, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I just looked at my phone and I see a notification from Instagram saying, oh, from according to sideline sources, again, this is the same source that predicted that JJ Redick was going to be the coach for the Lakers. The Lakers are showing interest in Bronny James. Oh no, he's going to get drafted at the 55th pick. That seems like that's what's going to happen. But again, we'll see. The Lakers are expressing interest. Who knows? Maybe they'll go ahead and they'll pick someone else, but yeah, this is that's crazy news. What a shocker. But aside from that, let's go right ahead and talk about the free agency news that happened over the the span of the last few days. Let me just go ahead and pull up my notes yet again. I'm very disorganized today. I apologize for that, everyone. But anyways, two players, they recently signed a contract with their team. So we have Nic Claxton. He signed a 4-year, $100 million contract with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, as a Nets fan, I think that's overpaid. I think he's incredibly overpaid. $100 million for 4 years, that is a lot of money to give to this guy. I think he's rather overpaid. Now, granted, maybe, he'll develop into that money. Like, he'll develop into the type of player that deserves that money within the 4 years. But as of right now, I think that's a lot of money to give to Claxton. Now, he'll even be part of the foundation after agreeing to the contract. A day after Mikal Bridges became disenchanted and wanted out to go play for the Knicks, Claxton, an unrestricted free agent, committed to spending his prime years in Brooklyn, according to the New York Post. Now, again, I like the signing. I genuinely like the signing. I really like that they brought him back, but for that much money, I'm not a big fan of. I don't really like his, I just don't like how much money they're spending on someone that can't really shoot the ball like that. That is just me. That is my opinion. I do understand the value that he brings. I understand the talent that he is on both the defensive side and, oh, my hair, what the heck is going on? And the talent that he brings rebounding the basketball as well. And, he could develop into that offensive type of player, but as of right now, I think that's a lot of money. I genuinely think that's a lot of money. And let me just go ahead and continue reading this article. It goes without saying that it is extremely rare for a second-round draft pick to secure this kind of contract. Most of them fade out of the league and go looking for contracts overseas. Claxton has earned this payday as arguably Brooklyn's best player. I understand, yes, he's the best player from last season, and what this article's saying, he's a great player and all that stuff. But I think, wait, that's a little bit too much money for Claxton. But that's just me though, and he's averaged a double-double while blocking more shots than any player other than Brook Lopez in the history of the Nets. Just goes to show you how amazing our franchise is. He's an all-defensive caliber guy, even though he wasn't selected for the all-defensive team. And most importantly, the biggest thing about him is that he plays in every single game, and he only missed 17 games in the last 2 seasons, which is Iron Man type of ball. So maybe that's why he was getting that kind of money. Now, he isn't a go-to scorer, which is, the biggest reason why I don't think giving him that much money was the best move, but he's really really good at dunking the ball. Unlike Ben Simmons, he's really good at dunking the ball. And he's shot 66% from the field, and he's shooting the best percentage in history among players with a career average of better than 10 points per game, and he converted on 70% of his shots in 2022-2023. So, again, I'm not saying that he's not a talented player. That's not what I'm saying. I just think that that's a little bit more, I think that's just a little bit more money than is needed. So that's the first free agent signing that I wanted to talk about, because the next free agent that I do want to talk about, I'm sorry, like this is a really rough day for me. I apologize for all the sudden stops. I don't usually have these stops. So, next is Bam Adebayo. Now, he signed a huge contract as well. I'm just going to bring up my notes and talk a little bit about that in the in this let me just find my notes real quick. Jeez, I am very, very rusty right now. Like, ugh. I apologize to you guys. This is definitely not my my brightest day, but you know, this is why we do it. This is why we learn. This is why we, you know, we adapt. And okay, here are my notes. Jeez, I couldn't find them. I need to get more organized. But he signed a $166 million deal for 3 years with the Miami Heat. Now, this is roughly 55.3 million a year. Like, you know, did the math, and this was roughly 55.3 million a year. And this would make him one of the top 5 most paid players annually. So, like, you know, with the way that contracts are broken down, it's like, you know, year after year after year, it's like, you know, sometimes they'll make more money in the 3rd year of their contract as opposed to the 1st year of their contract. So it's all dependent on like just how annually the contracts are constructed. But this contract right here with Bam makes him the 5th most paid player annually in terms of contract, just annually. I hope follow me, guys. And this only puts him behind Damian Lillard with the Bucks, Jaylen Brown with the Celtics, Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Bucks, and Anthony Davis with the Lakers. So he is going to be one of the most paid players annually in the entire league. While some other notable young stars like Jason Tatum could soon surpass Bam Adebayo, the Heat's star should still rank among the league's highest paid centers for the duration of his contract, which runs through 2028 and 2029. Now, signing Bam Adebayo for that much money, that is really going to shift the free agency market, because I have a feeling that a lot of teams are going, and a lot of players are going to want to ask for that same amount of money while being either the second option or being the first option, or even more money than Bam. But this is a lot of money. Like, I'm genuinely surprised that Bam is making this much money compared to, you know, those rest of the players. Like, being in the top 5, I would have not expected Bam Adebayo to be in the top 5 of the most paid players. He averaged a double-double in 3 of his 7 NBA seasons. Since becoming a full-time starter, he averaged at least 15 points per game every season and no fewer than 9 rebounds per game. So, I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm definitely not saying that he's bad. Adebayo's high watermark for assists per game came during 2021 or 2020-2021 when he got 5 assists per game. He hasn't been a big playmaker in recent seasons, with Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler taking on larger roles, but Adebayo's season-by-season stats, like, you know, they're not that bad. They're genuinely not. Like, I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I just think that's a lot of money to be giving him. Now, he averaged 18 points in 2020-2021, 19 2021-2022, 20 points in 2022-2023, and then 19 points in 2023-2024. So that's his point production. That's his that's the prowess that he brings, the value that he brings with the team, and not only that, he's also a pretty competent rim protector. And another thing about his game as well is his versatility and being able to switch on a lot of the perimeter players, because, like, while he is short and undersized for a center, that ultimately makes him a better option to switch on a lot of these players, and that will enable him to be a little bit faster on his feet, given, you know, that he's not that tall, and he'll be able to keep up with some of the guards and some of their offensive skills. Now, again, I just think that's so much money to be giving him. I genuinely think that's just so much money to be giving him, but that's just me. I mean, maybe I'm just not used to the rest of, like, just how big the contracts are for these players now, and how much money all these players are making. Because, like, if you were to rewind the league a few years ago, that much money, that is a huge amount of money to be giving a player, and it's like, you better be like a top option on the team to be making that kind of money. and which he is. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm definitely not saying that he's not. I just think a little bit too much, just a little bit. So finally, in the free agency news, we have a report coming in from claiming that Klay Thompson might go to the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic seem to be like the ideal place for Klay Thompson, and it seems to be the place that makes sense for him to go. Like, that is, they're the favorites right now in signing Klay Thompson. And I just wanted to bring that to everyone's, like, you know, awareness, because it seems like all the other teams that I mentioned before, it seems like the Orlando Magic are going to be the best one, and like the team that is definitely going to have the best chance in grabbing him. So that is all I have for you guys today on this podcast. I apologize for being rather poor in my speaking skills today, and just being like, that's literally the best way I could describe it. Just I was stuttering. It was really bad. I apologize for that, guys. I'll do better for the next segment. But that is all I have for you on this podcast for today. So thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show. Leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. And as usual, please remember to use the link in the description to get your comments recognized, or the link displayed below the ticker on every show segment. That is GSMCPodcast.net. Really helps the show, makes it much more interactive between myself and you guys. That is all I have for you guys today on this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Nelson, and as always, take care. Oh, and be sure to tune into the draft later today. But that's all that I got for you guys. But as always, take care. Really this time.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go.